LANFest doors. We are about to do an epic PC build. We've got some of the best components here. We got some of the best partners here. I'm Shawn Sanders, marketing manager from Biwin.
Oh man, what's Biwin?
Biwin is a premier hardware manufacturer. We specialize in flash memory, so we do all sorts of solutions for M.2, NVMe drives, all sorts of storage, DDR5, all kinds of RAM. We have some incredible components. We're breaking into the US market right now. We're making some great headway. We had a big show at Computex. If you want to know more about Biwin and some of how our components perform, you can do a search, YouTube. We've been reviewed by all the bigwigs. I'm going to tell you that we're amazing, but please look at some of the reviews and get more of an unbiased report on what we do. We have Kevin, what's your last name?
Tabor.
Kevin Saber from...
So my name is Kevin Tabor. I'm from Be Quiet. I'm the head of marketing and PR for North America. And what I specialize in is, well, events as well as marketing and working with lovely people like yourself, Shawn. Shawn's actually been not only a partner but a collaborator with Be Quiet and some of the other things that we're putting together, whether it be here at San Diego or in Taiwan for Computex, or LA for Los Angeles Comic-Con, or even in Vegas for CES.
That's right.
We've used their products in a bunch of different things, and we're going to use them yet again today.
Fun times.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah. So you've never built a PC before, ever, I'm sure. Neither have I. But most likely, I think we're probably going to be able to figure it out together, considering, well, our lovely coworker over there, Renee, has already kind of set us up here. So all we're supposed to do is put some generic things together. So if you've never ever built a PC, we're going to walk through it relatively slow. We're going to show you how to do it. And this is actually going to be one of the giveaway PCs that ends up going out for LANFest. And what is LANFest? Well, LANFest puts together everything that you're seeing here, right? They're building healthy communities in the gaming area, in the gaming space, to further promote awesome and collaborating in gaming, right?
Absolutely.
So, I'm a gamer at heart. I'm sure you are too.
I'm a big time gamer, absolutely.
What do you play?
Right now I've been playing a lot of Marathon.
Okay.
I'm a glutton for punishment, so extraction shooter is what I'm doing right now. And a lot of Battlefield. A lot of Battlefield 6.
Battlefield 6 has been good. They got the update coming up in
Yeah.
just a
Season
couple
4.
weeks.
Yeah, Season 4.
Great. Looking forward to that as well. So at heart, we all enjoy playing games.
We do.
And in order to play some of those games, we kind of need some nice hardware. Or at least if you want to play them well. If you want to play on a console, yeah, go ahead.
Exactly.
But if you want something that's actually going to perform and put out 2K resolution and a nice refresh rate and everything like that, nice and smooth, you want something that's pretty decent, right?
They don't call us the PC Master Race for nothing.
That's exactly right. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and start putting things together. And Shawn, if you want to ask questions along the way, I would be happy to help. But we're going to speed run this as quick as possible.
Let's do it.
Get it done in hopefully half hour. Let's see what we can do.
So what is your process? Everybody has a different process when they build a PC. You start with the motherboard, you slap everything on the motherboard, you put the motherboard in first, and slap everything on. Let's see what Kevin's doing. We have a Gigabyte Aorus. What are we working on? Intel base. Z890 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi motherboard. Wi-Fi 7, some speedy network connection.
Typically, I will set up the case with some of the cables first, and kind of put them where they're going to go, or loosen some of the twist ties and all the other stuff that's included in the case. Remove some of the fans if you're going to change them out, or if you're going to swap them out or whatever.
Nice.
But I kind of try and pre-run some of the cables, knowing where they're going to try and go, right? And then I'm going to install the CPU, the M.2, and the RAM all together on the motherboard first. Attach the cooling brackets to the backside of the motherboard, and then put the motherboard inside the case. That way you're kind of setting it up for when you finally have to put this monster cooler on top,
right?
And you actually have the room and the space to do it.
Right. Okay. Here we go. So, Kevin, could you tell me a little bit about how you landed here. What's your journey?
Oh
What's
boy.
a little bit of your journey? Where
The
were you
journey.
before Be Quiet?
Oh, before Be Quiet, I actually helped start a wonderful company called Mod My Mods, and
Yeah.
the fun part about that is we actually specialize in custom-built computers, as well as DIY e-retail.
Right,
So
right.
basically, all of the water cooling parts that you can find on the internet, we had in stock in New York, which is great. So before then, I was doing all of that. I was the CMO for that company, which was fantastic. We started it from the ground up in the basement. They've now got a 5,000 square foot warehouse in downtown Rochester, which is fantastic, and they're putting out some really cool stuff. But in between that journey, I got a chance to work for Be Quiet.
Excellent.
We were doing contract work with them and actually custom building all of the Be Quiet PCs that they had on display at the different shows. After I ended up leaving Mods, ended up coming here.
Nice, nice. I think we worked with My Mods when I was back at NVIDIA writing for GeForce.
That's absolutely true.
That's amazing. Okay, okay.
Crazy how paths cross,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, and I think you and I have both found that with a lot of people that we've worked with over the past. There's a lot of cross connection
Absolutely.
in this industry. You meet a lot of cool people who love gaming, who love building PCs. So I started off back in '98 doing.
They had Windows back then?
I know, right?
And computers? Wow.
Back in the day, doing cheat codes for Game Revolution.
No, you didn't. Are you joking?
100%.
You know how many times I went to? Oh my gosh, you are you? Wow.
Did you get some cheat codes for Game
Wow,
Revolution?
man, I think I grew some more gray just
Oh
you
my
saying that.
goodness.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
yeah.
Thank you
Fun
for your
times.
contribution.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I did went from there and wrote for Hot Hardware, wrote for Geek Revolt, Gadget Review, and jump ship. Went from doing working for media to writing for NVIDIA. Left NVIDIA, wrote for ASUS for a while, and then from ASUS, a lot of people know me from Asetek. So I was Asetek's. Kevin knows me from Asetek. I was Asetek's technology evangelist for about 6 years, a little over 6 years. And after that, Biwin snatched me up to come rep the Biwin brand. And the company's actually really unique. We get die from the big guys. We get die from SK Hynix, Micron, and we do all the manufacturing and processing in-house. So from all the packaging, testing, we actually built our own machines to properly test the DRAM. So yeah, so although some of the big boys have pulled out directly to consumer, Biwin is making sure you get some of that sweet RAM,
Which is very hard to come by.
which is extremely hard to come by. But we've secured a good chunk to make sure we can field the consumers. Because although we all love AI, we love gaming and building PCs more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're pulling out some of our DW100 RAM. This is actually a die from SK Hynix.
Ooh, yeah, tell me more about this RAM, because to be perfectly honest with you, the only thing I do is set it to XMP profile 1 and then let it rip. All right, but educate
I like
me,
how you
right?
build PCs together.
I mean, if it turns on and it runs, then why mess with it,
So
right?
we have a number of capacities. This is up to 6,000 megahertz. This is our DW100, 2 times 16, so you get 32 gigs here. This is a die from SK Hynix. Some of our higher capacities, like our 4x48 gigs, those would be M die from SK Hynix. But these are fantastic for overclocking.
And what's the difference between your A die and your M die?
Basically, use case. So these are lower capacity. You're going to get 16 times, 32 times. The M die, you're going to get up to 256 gigs, like 4x48. And the A die are going to be much better for overclocking. And price-wise, they are a bit more affordable.
A little bit cheaper.
Yeah, a bit more affordable. and we are slapping on our Intel processor. Which processor are we using?
That is a 285K. That's actually
That's pretty sweet.
that's a nice chip.
This is gonna be a pretty sweet rig. So 285K. We just popped in.
Yeah.
We're now slapping on the Biwin Black Oval DW100. Two sticks, each at 16 gigs. So I have a 32 gig capacity. Kevin is meticulously lining up.
Helps if it's the right way.
Good. And of course, alternating slots.
Right. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, because we're gonna put the Pure Loop 3 inside the case and use this as our main cooler, we're gonna actually add the mounting for the CPU cooler to the motherboard now. That way we don't have to do it while it's in the case.
Okay, so you're gonna mount like the radiator
So
in case, have the pump kind of hanging
out.
Okay.
You got it.
Yep.
But before we actually end up doing that, we're going to add the mounts that you need for the actual CPU.
Right, the backside of the motherboard. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
And so this is your Pure Loop 3 from Be Quiet. What can you tell us about this cooler?
Well, it doesn't have an Asetek pump, I can tell you that.
I am not surprised.
The whole battle, if you guys don't know about this whole Asetek thing, is that they have a patent, or did have a patent, on one of the most popular pumps that was used in pretty much any all-in-one system, right? Basically, any AIO cooler that you've used on the planet had an Asetek pump. Except for a few manufacturers, like Be Quiet, that figured out there were certain ways to redesign that pump to go into a different direction. So this particular version, which is the Pure Loop 3, has one of those different pumps. It's kind of cool. But this particular model is going to be one of our more budget-friendly versions.
Sure.
Because we are based upon performance and speed, and what Germany is very well known for, which is performance and speed and all of their trains not showing up on time. But besides that, they're actually wonderful at designing and making very high quality units and pieces. Right? So this particular AIO has got a custom made pump on it. That is, again, a different style pump than most, and has a 240 millimeter radiator that's going to be mounted inside there.
Nice.
But like I said, we're going to take these pieces here, and because it's Intel, it's got a little bit more of a tricky little mounting system. So we're gonna mount that first, and then we'll throw the radiator inside there and go from there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, so like you were saying, Asetek did have like kind of a stranglehold on the patents for pumps. But like we were saying, it did force some companies like Be Quiet to think outside the box and actually make some kick-ass solutions, right? Yeah. So what can you say about the fans we're going to use here? Are these static pressure, airflow? Probably static pressure.
So those are actually going to be, let's see, which ones are those? Oh, okay, those are going to be Pure Wings 3. Okay. Again, we wanted to go towards a more budget-friendly approach with that particular cooler, so that is going to be a more budget-friendly fan.
Sure.
That being said, the other fans inside the case, I figured that maybe this build needed a little bit more oomph.
Okay.
If it was going to be all blacked out, have a really nice chip on it, and then also, need to cool something at a reasonable rate. So I upgraded the fans inside to be Silent Wings 4. And those are actually going to have the biggest pressure fan offering that we actually have.
Nice.
We're one of the few companies that can compete with Noctua when it comes to the performance. And
that's impressive.
The pricing.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to be able to not only have a choice other than brown,
Yeah, exactly.
A nice black cooler.
Exactly.
So what I'm doing right now is just setting in
setting in the screws on the backside of the CPU plate. This is going to be on the back side of the motherboard. As you can see, these screws kind of go down, and they have this little rubber grommet that holds in all of the different little screws, and then that's just going to stick on the back side of the motherboard here. Slide that in there, like that. And as these screws go through, what you can do is then thread on the next part.
And you already slid in the M.2, right?
Yep.
Okay, that was our.
Did that while you weren't looking.
I know. I actually just realized out of the corner of my eye, I saw you put that up, put the plate over it.
Oh yeah.
That's our NV7400 DRAM-less M.2. I think it's a 1 terabyte. We have it in 4 capacities, 1 through 4, up to 4 terabytes. It uses a host memory buffer, HBM, and a SLC cache as opposed to a DRAM to cache. But it has some incredible speeds. They are available on Amazon right now.
Yes. That's always good.
Also,
Amazon is always good with good things.
Also, check us out for some back to school news.
Ooh, we like those.
Yeah.
All right, so silly me trying to be a show off and trying to go super fast. I put the screws in the wrong spot. Because, you know, I've done this a million times, but of course, now someone's watching.
It wouldn't be a PC build if you didn't have to unscrew from this. It would not be a PC build if I didn't have to unscrew.
At least twice.
Right?
At least.
I was just telling somebody, it's such a good feeling. You hit that power button and everything lights up and you don't have to go back in the case.
when you don't. What is that?
Right.
You just gotta finish. Go back in.
You can't just go on.
Go back in for that one table that's rubbing against the fan.
Okay. This is honestly, this and wire management probably the longest parts.
Wire management.
Wire management, yes. Okay, cool. So Shawn's side.
Yeah,
I did.
Sean's, it's heavy side.
Especially if you have like a problem with like a speed. You want everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's a tough time being a PC.
So you can build the PC and then come back the next day and do the cable management.
Yes.
Because it can take easily twice as long.
Easily twice as long, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't even know. Oh, haha. We do know.
You
Yeah.
need that.
We don't need that.
We don't need that. It's just the heatsink from the top here.
So is that the motherboard has capacity for 3 M.2s, is that right?
Correct, yeah. So you're
Nice.
going to have 3 that are here. The only problem with that is you're going to need a CPU that actually can support all of those lanes.
And is there one on the back as well?
There is not one on the back.
Okay.
I do know that on the master, I think a master version of it has it on the back.
Okay. All right, so we have motherboard, CPU, storage, and RAM. All CM.
Yep.
Excellent.
So now we're just gonna again get this bracket in there. That way we don't have to worry about it later.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot more room to work with when it's outside of the case. Use my fingers literally to tighten that. Okay, now
Nice.
we're gonna need a screwdriver. Appreciate that.
No problem. You needed 2 hands anyway to begin.
See, you know what? Sometimes if I could just grow a third hand, we'd really be in good shape, you know?
Now you can use our hand.
See?
I just want a full clone.
A full clone? I don't know if anybody wants a full clone, man. I think could be a dangerous thing. Okay? Could be dangerous. Alright, so we've got these different brackets. This one is going to be for Intel.
Nice.
Great. Sit right on it.
So for a lot of Asetek pumps, so a lot of Asetek made solutions.
Mhm.
You open it up and it's already kind of ready for an Intel.
Crack it.
Right.
Already,
So
right off the bat.
so with Be Quiet, are you guys just kind of agnostic?
No, we're not a non-biased company.
See?
Okay? We don't
Look at that.
discriminate against our preference of CPU manufacturing.
Yep.
Okay.
I love it.
So no, we have support for both Intel and AMD. I will tell you though, the AMD mounting is so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much. And it's so great. But yeah, a matter of six. I think it's 6 screws technically.
Okay.
In order to do the whole thing, which is quite amazing. Let's see if I can. Oh my goodness! Oh no! Doing it one-handed, and with a metal screwdriver.
With a metallic screwdriver with a magnetic.
Magnetic, yeah.
I want this one. I'll take this board out, just keep the PC up.
Right? This is a looking board.
I just want the motherboard. That's all I want.
This is gonna look good. This is gonna be an all blacked out build.
Just subtle RGB too. So
Right.
one of the the key things with Be Quiet was that we didn't start off with RGB. We started off as a completely black solid PC component manufacturer.
Right.
We just broke into not only doing white products but then RGB products as well. So we took our time, and I think it shows.
Yeah. No. Definitely. And I
Um,
think I think EY is definitely known for mostly black fans, black solutions. But yeah.
all right, let's set this motherboard in here.
Yeah, and with that, these DW100 Biwin Black Opal DDR5 sticks also come in white. Unfortunately, I don't really want to, as Kevin found out. So this is like,
I was very upset. Very upset. Okay, so now we need to find the box that actually came with this case,
oh,
because that has the motherboard screws to secure it. So hopefully Renee can help us out over there.
let me step over. So.
Let's see if you can find Renee. Because then he'll have the screws. We'll be able to say that they're not completely loose. And we'll go from there. Well, thanks everybody for joining us for this lovely PC build here at San Diego Comic-Con 2026.
There he is.
All right, Renee's on it. I think
Renee is on
we're
it.
gonna have some mounting solutions in a second.
We like mounting solutions.
No, I don't really listen.
Mounting solutions, or it's like mounting. I don't know. Anyways, all right. So what I'm trying to do in the meantime is try and plug in some of these cables here as we wait. However, I can't really go too far because the motherboard's kind of just doing a dance.
Yeah.
I don't really want to make it dance too much more. However, what we could do, so we put the fans on the radiator.
Yeah, we can
We do
definitely
that.
do that.
You know.
We can. Yeah, that's what actually really good.
You're not the first person to do that. I forgot that. Yeah, somebody else has done that. Okay, so the finalists.
We're only doing one CPU mounting. Oh no, there's the other one.
I'm only gonna do one.
You only got one. We're not doing any overclock.
A little bit.
That's the only reason for the other.
Exactly. Word to the wise builders. You don't necessarily need both of those CPU power converters if you're not doing any overclock.
You're out right now.
So Sean, where are you from?
Not bad.
I was born in Indiana,
bad.
Midwest brand, but I spent most of my time in the Bay Area of California.
I feel bad about it.
Morning. Okay.
So yeah, we drove up.
Look at the schedule and we changed everything.
Me and my better half drove up from Tino.
Every year.
Nice. Have you seen anything fun at the con while you've been here? Other than the fire trucks, because that was exciting. There were a lot of fire trucks or something.
One of the most amazing things I saw Well, it was at the con, so I guess I can say it was the Drag On show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Explain what the Drag On show is.
I was hoping Kevin was going to ask me to explain what the Drag On show
Absolutely.
is.
No. I think we all need to be educated on what's going on here. So,
Actually, it wasn't a show, to be perfectly honest. It was a panel of very well cosplay drag queens talking about how they got into cosplay and how they found their personas and all the shows they were going to be at. And it was like a bit of a talk and a panel. It's like slight comedy show. But the costumes were amazing. Their banter was hilarious. It was like someone took a slice of Burning Man and stuck it in a comic book.
nice one. And what was it?
It was actually right above us.
Nice.
Yeah, he's right above us.
Because I'm holding the mic and doing this.
Well, again, thanks everyone for attending our little area LANFest area run by
Next time.
Really
Okay.
appreciate you all being here, coming in and checking out what we're doing.
Yeah, big shout out to LANFest. Big shout out to LANFest. We love what you guys are doing. We love being a partner.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's one of the easiest way that you can give back to the community. The greatest community that honestly has been around for 20, 30 years.
That's amazing.
I'd say.
Yeah, that
You
is
know,
amazing.
so it is honestly one of the best ways you can contribute again to not only a healthy but a wonderful gaming.
Yeah. Almost as soon as I got in the door at Biwin, they were like, "We need you to tackle LANFest," and I was just like, "Oh, no problem." I've been wanting to work with these guys for a while, so this is good.
Why don't you find a computer and flip the game?
Thanks, man.
All right, so Kevin is mounting the 240 millimeter radiator to the top of the case.
I'm gonna be right there.
So, Kev.
Yeah, what's up, bud?
I'm pretty sure you were the last one to touch the accessories box.
Okay, it might be in the back of it, maybe.
I couldn't find it, but I stole some from the ladies.
Hey, that's perfect. As long as we find the right screws, Renee.
Well, they might not be the right screws.
But hey, do they work?
They're the right
So then they're the right screws. Oh,
Right?
you
Oh my God,
know,
nice.
sometimes you just got to use what's available, and if what's available isn't so
Right, they're
great,
all
well,
unavailable.
you know, it's all right. All right. So we got the radiator mostly in there.
Yeah, we need these.
Good deal.
We need this one. Yeah, this one.
Kevin, do you have a preference, 240 or 360 millimeter radiator? Can you do like say a build for yourself?
So to be honest with you, I like to go big or go home. So I'm a
480.
I do 420. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
420, yeah.
I go as big as it will accommodate in the case,
Nice,
right? And then
nice.
even then, sometimes I will stretch and or cut what needs to be in
Right.
order to accommodate said radiator and or space, right?
A little bit of modding from the X mods.
You know, it's, sometimes you just can't take the modder out of
Hey,
the PC build.
right?
It's not, you know.
It's just fun to tinker.
Absolutely. And I highly recommend, if you haven't put together your own computer, I highly recommend at least trying. Try it once. There are so many educational
Break it
pieces.
once, that's all it takes.
Right?
That's all it takes.
Exactly.
I mean-
you know, I've broken a few components in my day when I first started building some PC.
No, they're not. They're closed, sir. Yeah, these are all just vendors back here.
I think I broke
Thank
a
you.
stick of DRAM one time. I was pushing it down and ended up pushing it to the side.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
I know, right?
And then we're going to do one of the most important peels of the day. Here, I'll let you peel that. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah. No, from the bottom. From the bottom. There.
Oh, I see it, I
Yep,
see it, I see
yep.
it.
Give it just nice and gentle. Oh.
So satisfying.
Wow, that's great. See? And there is even a copper.
Look at that. Look at the shine on that, though. Look at the shine on that.
Isn't
That's
that nice?
that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Check it out, Kevin's thermal paste application technique.
Oh yeah. What is his technique?
Look at that, look at that.
Oh, he's
A
an
little K.
X-Man.
It's a K. It's a K or an
He's
X?
an
It's a K. It's a K.
I mean, it's got to be a K, right?
It's gotta be a K. It's a K, yeah.
All right,
Nice.
so yes, I'm not gonna lie. I do try and do a K, even though it does sometimes turn out like an X. But
It's all right. It's all right.
all right, so Renee was so nice to bring us all of these lovely screws. We're gonna use those, and we're gonna attach this motherboard before we start attaching even more things, because well, then the motherboard's just gonna go for a trip, and we don't want that.
All right. You got your mounting screws for the motherboard. We're gonna strap the motherboard down to the case,
Well, maybe.
and then we can start locking in some of these cables once we got the motherboard stable.
Magnetic screwdrivers.
Hell yeah.
Magnetic screwdrivers are a godsend.
Noctua would never.
They are a godsend.
The problem is that these screws are coated. And so it doesn't matter if you have.
Oh, really? It's still. Oh, that's mad.
But we wanted to be so careful. We were worried about the electricity conducting between the two pieces of metal.
Now, this is what he does when he builds, guys.
That is, yeah.
I love
Sometimes,
it. I
if you
love
don't
it.
have an extra personality when you're building stuff, I don't think you're alive.
No.
Yeah.
That's true.
You turn into a different person. It's great. You Hulk out.
You Hulk. I usually Hulk out.
All right, so we're gonna do this one here.
Excellent.
And last but not least, boom.
You have an average build time for your PC builds?
Ooh. Let's see. I've taken as short as 20 minutes or as long as 2 years.
I think I've built a PC in that record-breaking amount of time. So yeah. that was all like buying components over a 2-year period.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing is like sometimes you're just like the timing of everything just doesn't line up.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Whether it's the components that are unavailable or it's the
100%.
chip or whatever, there's always something holding you back.
Yeah.
Right? So what we're gonna do is just add in these fans from up top that are already daisy chained together, right?
Oh, nice.
That's going to be already set up here. I'm actually going to tilt the case upright so I can actually get to the back and do some
Yes,
wiring and
yes.
whatnot, and then plug in the rest of the things, mount the AIO, and we'll be
We'll
good
be
to-
off to the races.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Nice to see you.
All right, here we go.
Kevin lied. He did this one training before today.
Once.
I'm really feeling this whole blacked out thing. I haven't done blacked out.
Well, luckily, Be Quiet does offer a wide range of black parts, whether it be the AIO, the fans, coolers, or anything like that. Started again with the black color scheme first. And we're looks good. Okay, we're just gonna move a couple cables and plug this in. Oops.
A memory.
Si hubieran estado llenas completas con 4 bolsas, porque toda la cosa que hicieron
One more screw.
And Kevin, where's this piece going? Is this a LANFest giveaway, Jim?
Yeah, this actually is going to be a huge free LANFest giveaway. So if you check out LANFest, LANFest.com, LANFest.net, LANFest has a bunch of giveaways that they end up doing every quarter. Last quarter, we helped them out with one of the crazy builds that they have. This year, you're actually going to
get this one. Right? So Q3, you can actually see what I'm putting together for you, and this will actually be your build that you'll actually get a chance to win. So like I said, check out LANFest, all the great things they're doing and they're putting together. They have really got some awesome things happening, especially with the new game. Flip that over here soon.
So I think Be Quiet, Biwin, and Zotac will be part of all of these quarterly giveaways. You know, we jumped in on Q2. We're trying to get in on Q3. That's this one. So we're here. It will be on Q4 as well. So again, LANFest is doing 4 PC giveaways a year for each quarter. Make sure you check them out and see how you can win this blacked out beauty we're doing.
I don't know. There you go.
So Kevin, where are you coming from?
So lovely. I was actually in New York City visiting family before I got here.
Nice. Big Apple.
Yep, I love it. Love it. Actually, I can't say enough about New York. It's born and raised.
Oh, nice.
Love the East Coast. But can't say enough about San Diego and the beautiful weather that y'all got down here. Oh my God. Ah, so nice.
Yeah, it's pretty gorgeous.
I will say though, I guess some people were complaining about it being humid. Humid down here. I'm like, yeah, well, y'all are funny. No, they're funny.
But you know, I get it. To each is their own, right?
Yeah.
I get to deal with 200 plus inches of snow a year, so you know, like I said, if you
coming
can
from Indiana, I'm
not a fan.
familiar with that. We used to wake up and see when if we had to go to school or not because it'd be snowed in.
Yep.
Good times. I think Kevin's trying to run the CPU power cables. So we were talking about before. He's only going to use one. It's usually a challenge because we are doing no overclocking with this build. But whoever does hook this build up, make sure you plug in that second CPU power cable. If you do want to do some overclocking, you want to push this a little further.
The fun part is the cabling.
It's always the worst part.
It
I
is.
said it's the fun part. You're supposed to be encouraging.
It's the,
You're supposed to encourage
No,
others.
this is
it's just the worst of the fun parts. But Kevin, I tend to do it like you do. I try to see all the wires where close to where they're gonna go on the case, so then you can just drop the motherboard in and
Kind of.
hopefully, ideally, just pop them into where they need to go.
Okay, so we got the CPU power is now piped in. That's all good to go. And power for the case, that's all good to go. We need to put some connectors in, which is no big deal. Just a couple. Can't couple lights or anything down here. So we'll pipe this also into the case and on the motherboard, and then throw your graphics card in and we're done. Nice. Not too bad, right? Done it.
So Kevin, do all of Be Quiet's AIOs come with thermal paste, or do some of them come with pre-applied tin?
There is only one cooler that I know of that we actually have that only comes with one.
Okay.
Or only comes with it pre-applied. That's going to be the Pure Rock LP, which is our low profile version of it. So, but yeah, we typically that is not what we.
No, I had no idea. It was actually a regular debate Back out there with my old Mario. Should we get rid of the Tim and start adding
Thank you very much.
thermal paste, or should we stick with the Tim? The season builder usually scrapes the pre-applied Tim off anyway and puts on his own thermal paste. There's a bunch of nods in the crowd.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff.
We'll have our thermal paste of choice.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta be fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't be something you pull out of a drawer.
Right? Why do you have to say that, man? I've done that many a time.
I know I have one somewhere.
Exactly. I know there's one
I
somewhere.
really shouldn't be doing this.
I just squeeze past the dry part. The worst part of it is you work
For the pump manufacturer, like the one, the only one, like the main one that is in every single one.
I did, but we always used pre-applied Tim, and you know.
Bro, no, I don't. I don't know. That's my problem here, boss.
What can I say? These are horror stories only a true PC builder could
This is my first one.
You too. Jim become a PC vendor if you want to build your own.
Right. Sorry. Can I borrow the mic for a second? Sure. To make an announcement? Sure.
All right.
All right, gamers. Anyone that's interested in playing Tekken 8 tournament, please come to the desk, sign up, so we can get your guys' name down, and then I will make the bracket for y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dude, I have a hole in my sock on my big toe.
So once you're done, I get to take it, right? For the labor of holding? Just kidding.
You can take it and hand it to them.
Yeah. What do they win? Was it a raffle for them?
Yeah, I think LANFest is gonna. This is part of their quarter.
Or is
This
that
is,
the quarter one?
yeah. This is a Q3 PC.
I'm waiting to buy the jacket at the end, so I can get that raffle at the end.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for everything to be over and then enter the raffle, so I have better chances.
Yes, smart one.
It was $10 a ticket, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
$10.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
It's like a
I
fundraiser.
say it's $10 per, right?
Right,
So if
yeah.
I buy $100 for the jacket, that's 10 per. That's 10 entries.
Yeah.
That 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do we have here? Arguably the most sought after component in the PC. Big shout out to Zotac.
Did I do that?
Thank you for letting us break your video heart.
Like, thanks for announcing that.
Shout out to Zotac for popping up 5 sets. Is this a 5070 Ti? 5070 Ti. This is
57.
57.
Still
Sorry,
pretty good.
not quite the Ti, but that's okay. It's okay. Still a beast.
Oh yeah.
We are probably not going to do it for this build, but whoever wins this build, I would encourage you to support your second GPUs. We need more love for second GPUs. Yeah, this looks good. looking pretty good.
It's almost Dr. Evil there for a second. Come on.
He was like this. With the family
Pretty good time, Devin. Pretty good time. Right?
It's like you're lying. You did it more than once.
He's not lying. He's lying. I told you those flyers are the best part.
Yeah, right? Kevin, have you built many behind the back tables and table PCs?
The backside connector PCs are kind of, yes, I have. As a person who has built a lot of PCs, I find it very gimmicky.
I actually have not built a behind the back PC
That's
yet,
just
but
me because, like, well, the cables were always such an ugly piece, right? And I spent so many years trying to make them look better that now they're like, oh, well, we'll just put it to the backside. And I'm like, you cheap sons of a, come on. I mean, what is that?
Right.
Yes, it's convenient. Yes, all of our cases support it. Yes, it does kind of look pretty cool. But man, what about my 24 pin that I just custom braided? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's that.
I do.
But hey, you want to do the honors?
I do indeed.
Well, that way, it makes it your fault when it pitches in there.
I see what you did there.
How that works.
I see what you did there.
How that works.
That's okay.
All right, so
My boss is indulgent.
flip that switch, and in theory, this back here for you.
We should see some.
All right, now press that middle button. I also could have it on the wrong.
Oh no, it's.
No, that's right. I also might have the I/O switches in the wrong spot. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's a nice little trick.
What are you doing there? What are you up to there?
Bump. Just
Done.
like that.
Done. Oh. Did you do a screwdriver?
Yeah, did you All right, so if you've built enough PCs like I have, you also know that in order to turn on a computer, all you have to do is complete the circuit. And so, well, guess what? You can use the screwdriver to complete the circuit. So that's exactly what I did because I had it messed up in the first place.
We ready?
It's not messed up now. No, it's on.
Oh, it's on.
It's on, baby. Look at that. All blacked out. The only thing that you see when it comes to color are your
our dims. Yep.
So, but I do need to plug in this rear fan. It doesn't look like a rear fan. It's just hanging out here doing something. I don't know what you're doing up here, but you're not doing what you're supposed
It's
to.
not spinning.
But that's okay. Oh, it's because it's so close. Now,
Is it not only in the fan here?
well, it helps when you put it in the right slot.
That does help
Okay,
sometimes.
sometimes that does help. Okay, so now that we have all the fans running, everything's good to go. In theory, we can turn this on and let it rip.
In theory,
Whatever.
it is ready to game.
What I would suggest is, going through BIOS, flashing the motherboard, making sure that that's up to date,
100%.
and then also making sure that your RAM is set to whatever it's
The
doing.
proper profile, yes, absolutely.
So,
You might even want to go in and profile your fans, set a curve, set a fan curve. But other than that, other than some of the tweaks that you kind of, for your preference, We're built, we're ready to go. You can install Windows on this and get to gaming.
Absolutely.
This is the LANFest Q3 PC giveaway. Brought to you by Be Quiet, Zotac, and Biwin, and put together by the wonderful folks at LANFest.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
Also, Intel, Gigabyte, thank you for your contributions as well.